Reapers Underground. We hope you survive.
Ah, yes, it is that time of the week, my demons. Look who's back. Adversary Khan himself in the flesh and a smile on his face and a bourbon in his fucking hand. We have so much cool shit to talk about tonight because we have officially dropped the first track for the new Human the Hoof Beast album. And all I can say is I can't stop listening to it. It's so fucking good. I mean, not just because I played the drums, but the great Adversary Khan voice, riffs, the tonality, the melodicism, the diminished parts. You're gonna fucking love this thing. And hello to all of you out there. God damn, the comments just lighting up like a some bitch. Look at that. All right, we got Kyler here, and who decided to stretch your name out. Cody, obviously the Defiler. Mortimer Deadfellow in the house, my brother from the crypt. Lizzie's here, says, yay, dusted off my Instagram and figured out Bandcamp so I could listen. 100% worth it. Hell yeah, absolutely. That's what we like to hear. Babylon says, you look good. He says, I thought it was Portnoy backing him up. Fuck you. Don't you say that to me. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's a good,
I am nothing like that.
I think he's actually giving you a compliment there.
I mean, it's a compliment. It's a compliment. I'll take it. I would have liked, Hellhammer or maybe somebody like that, but I'll take it. Shit. Achilles says, bring your holy water, but it starts boiling. Run. All good, Babylon, all good. He said Thailand. Damn it. It's the wrong show, but we'll do it anyway, just in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood.
I got to stop messing with my flag. There we go.
Absolutely. But before we get into all this amazing, wonderful, funeral, doomy, black metal goodness that'll soon be an instant classic for you all, we're going to take a quick commercial break and see what's coming at the end of the month. Check it out. That's right. Me and legendary, I just dropped this earlier this week, legendary actor Robert Lasardo. Not any other single actor has as many tattoos as that man has. And he'll be co-hosting this expose on the underground Hollywood and all of its true crime. We're going to be talking about Uncle Charlie and a few other key true crime figures that have to do with that area. So it's gonna be fucking insane. That's all I can say. But we are here to talk about this new fucking single. Gonna be badass. So what were your thoughts going into creating this stuff? I mean, it took you an amazingly long time to put everything together, so well fine-tuned, all moving parts, so yummy. Let's start there.
Well, the first go round, I didn't like a lot of the production. I had to use crappy drums that were actually real recorded drums, but I had to program them. And I didn't understand things. So if you get the first album, the bass kicks are really boxy and bassy, and like they're too much. Like if you just listen to it in your car, it's too much. You got to kind of tint it up a bit. So that's one thing. But another thing that I always want everybody to know is that I have a degree in art. And I spent many years as an artist, as an art teacher. And so one of the things that I do quite a bit is I think about that there's a thing called modernism and postmodernism. And so in modernism is when art is always trying to reinvent itself and always trying to be original and being different and never try to sound like everybody else or even pretty close to everybody else. So my thought, like I listened to all kinds of music. Most of the first album sounded like black metal with doom. And I really started getting into death doom and funeral doom after that. And then I went back into death metal quite a bit as well. So on the new album, what everybody is going to hear is they're going to hear a lot more death metal. There now are 2 vocalists, as you can hear. The single is on every streaming platform, YouTube Music, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, and the most important one is Bandcamp. Bandcamp sounds the best as well because Bandcamp doesn't use what is it? DistroKid. DistroKid allows you to submit your music via MP3, and the MP3 doesn't sound near as good as the Wave does. The Wave is a lot louder. And so it actually sounds better on Bandcamp. So anyways, I went into it and I knew things were going to change. After I started doing black metal vocals, I knew I wanted to do the death metal vocals. And so I started trying to teach myself, and I was actually taught mostly by a woman. A woman had the most influence on me. And I forget her name. She's from Denmark. She goes by like a different name than her regular name. And she was the lead vocalist for Cerebral Bore.
Yep. I can't remember her name either. It's kind of different.
Yeah, it starts with like a D, I think. It's like a dome or domi or something like that. But anyways, I watched one of her videos and she talked and she showed the progression of her low growls over 5 years. And she talked about what was happening with her vocal folds during the time. So in 2021, after, I started mostly like right when I moved back to America from Kazakhstan, I started trying to do it and I couldn't figure it out. And I tried and tried. And then I watched her video and that's what helped me the most. So anytime I had a long drive to work, I was like growling and trying to do that low stuff. And now I'm way better than I was even a year ago. From the time I recorded what you hear now I'm way better because my vocal folds have their legs under them, like they're strong now. I know. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I can't wait. And you guys, we will talk about Reaper's contribution to this because his fucking fills, Reaper, it has a jazz background and his fucking fills are amazing. And he is really a doom person. So when I slow things down and I'm into my doom stuff, I can't find anybody better for that doom stuff and being in a groove. His little fills. I tried. Oh, cool. There's Sydney.
How's it going, Sydney?
Nice to see you. But when Reaper does these fills, like I feel like some of the production could be better, and I think next time I'll get somebody who is more experienced. The guy that I worked with is down in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a great guy. He was easy to work with.
We love you too, Sydney.
Yeah, but I just love you. But I need him to kind of get a little bit more experience to kind of clean up my problems with recording, because I'm not the best at recording. I think I did better with
pretty
this
damn
album
good compared to the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit better. So I've learned a lot. So yeah, so the thing with me is I always want to be original. I never want to copy anybody. So I thought about which band mixes black metal elements with funeral doom and death doom. And I cannot find one that truly does black metal.
Exactly.
And in this song, you'll see it. And I think another thing that you'll find with this album is I have an ability to make riffs that have groove in them. And there is no one better than Reaper for groove. When I heard Reaper with Black Tar Superstar, and he had much better production than I did with what I've done.
Yeah, our producer was pretty fucking stone cold at that type of music. Really depends.
Maybe we'll
on
use him.
software.
Maybe we'll use him for the next one.
If he was still in the game, I would definitely give him a call. He's unfortunately not doing it anymore.
Oh, what a shame.
It's a real fucking shame, believe me.
Yeah, that sucks.
But there are others. We'll find them.
Yeah. So I think what you're going to find when you listen to the album and Unkind, like Reaper and I had spoken before, and I think the last time we had spoken, we were thinking of releasing the song called Condemned and Consumed.
Yes.
It's super heavy, super like funeral doom, death doom. But as I spent several months listening to the songs, I thought, I think this one is going to be really good for us. And that's the one I was going, when I finished all of my part for the album, I thought I was going to do Unkind. And then one of the last songs I think that was produced was Condemned and Consumed. I think that was the last one.
So.
That Sam Segrist is the person who mixed and mastered the album. Mm-hmm. And he's a great guy to work with. Like maybe
he's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So what you're going to hear is you're going to hear straight up black metal. I've already had all kinds of people saying that Unkind sounds like Freezing Moon. Nice. And when I wrote that riff, I had no idea that it sounded like Freezing Moon, but it really does sound like Freezing Moon a bit. It's got elements. The open E, well, but I'm in D, so it's the open D because I down tuned to D standard throughout. It's that, and then it's the 3 arpeggio notes that go with it, and that does sound like it, but it really is different. So I think what you're going to see in this album is there's a lot of change. Like things will be really, really heavy and slow at times, and they're going to be blistering fast at times. Like Reaper's calves had to get a workout for this one.
Yeah, I'm nice and skinny now. Because, traditionally, drummers don't normally do things this way. But for me, I mean, I've done studio work before, for other projects and stuff, usually to like a click track or something like that. But I am pretty much the internal clock. Like, once I get a sense for that, the timing between the changes and everything like that, this album was kind of a real joy, but it was a real challenge too, because obviously what can be laid down as far as drum tracks are concerned, the additional kind of black metal / death metal drums for like the super heavy parts, more traditional blasting, and a lot of double kick fills, very quick snaps, lots of fucking cymbals. The China is my best friend. I feel it accents better than any other cymbal that.
Hell yes.
So to me, it feels like good Slayer sometimes, just in certain parts when it's really fast. I try to put a little bit Lombardoism into it.
Yeah, it's really good, guys.
It's definitely more earthy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And and that's what I want. And guys, so what I did is I started writing these songs in October of 2021. I didn't start recording until I think I started recording in February of 2023. Yeah, February of 2023 is when I started recording and laying down the tracks. And I didn't finish with all of the recording until I think it was.
Where have you been?
I don't think I finished the recording until I think it was like January.
That's about right. About January or February.
Yeah, I think it was January. And then it took a while to get the drums recorded. We got a few of the tracks recorded, and poor Reaper, you guys, like I would send him the songs, but it's fucking hard to go in there and like he got to hear my lame, like I have my lame program drums in there, but
they were not lame.
This is what I knew was going to be really well. So like what I tried to lay out for him is like, this is when I want really fast double kicks. And so hopefully he would grab those and do those really quick double kicks. But what I knew that Reaper was going to add, and he came through so damned well, is with all of the fills. He's great with fills. And when we're slow, like he fills stuff up and makes it much more interesting. He made the songs a lot better. And I can't wait for you guys. I think we're going to look at like an end of March or maybe middle of April release. I'm going to have CDs. I'm not going to do vinyls until we can start to tour the album, and because we'll get more followers, and the vinyl albums are a lot more expensive to produce, and you need to kind of start at like 9 months out and let them know that you're going to have vinyl.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. God damn it, Babylon. Stop it. He says he'd like to have me fill him up. No, not going to happen.
That's awesome. And on Bandcamp, I will be selling T-shirts like this with the Human the Hoof Beast logo. And one of my favorite parts that got added, and this is thanks to Babylon. Babylon had a guy who did his logo, and I told him so I had him look at Dark Throne. I'm trying to show it, but it's kind of hard. There it is. You can see it right there. I've got an upside down pentagram on it in there, just like Dark Throne. So I'll be selling these, and then I also have hats to go along with it. So we'll have those soon to go right along with it. So
hell yeah,
you guys can style out. And I'm going to be making in the next week. I'm getting a giant Human the Hoof Beast banner that we can put up behind Reaper, but when we go tour.
Hells yeah.
So my idea. I finally sold my store in South Carolina. Oh, okay. South Carolina is a place that has no imagination, and very few metal bands ever come out of here. So like I can't find people to play with me here. So I'm going to be moving to Washington State, where there's a lot of good black metal and stuff. And so it's going to probably take me a year to settle down. But soon after that, I want to do, maybe in the fall, I would like to have Reaper fly out and maybe for a week stay, and we can get all the songs down. I can find some guys, and then we can do a small tour, maybe like a small 2 or 3 week tour, something like that.
That would be amazing.
And, then,
it's going to happen. Rest assured on that. The one thing that I can say from the drummer's perspective is that, you know, within these riffs, there is a lot of chuggerific riffs, but it's got some of the best doom laden open chords. I will get to you in a minute, Babylon. Damn it.
No, wait, no, right down there. Babylon.
Always bringing the A game, I see, literally. But you know that when you're creating atmosphere, I don't know. Nobody does it quite like Avicii did on this album, and that's what made it. I mean, I could literally chill back. When you think of like black metal, it's not really an album you can chill to, but I feel like, you know, even as the player, the drummer on this, you can definitely chill back with it. And you know, those funeral doom parts, man, we slow it so fucking down that you literally just feel like, man. The beginning of this track reminds me of the great halls to Lucifer open, and you're just being led by a chain to a fucking metal collar around your neck, and you're just getting led into the fiery pits of the abyss. Fuck it. We might as well just do it right now, because we're going to give you an exclusive. Listen to this if you have not gone and listened to it yet, and hopefully you'll want to buy it as well, especially the full version, because this isn't the full version, but I think it will suck you in. Here we go, world premiere. Check it out. Oh yeah. That was it right fucking there. If that didn't wet your fucking whistle and enough to tickle your liver, you need to get out there and check out the entire single. And thank you to Babylon, who said he has already purchased this from Bandcamp. Thank you, brother, from the bottom of our black hearts. That you did that, you Belka. She says, I haven't stopped listening. My neighbors enjoy this masterpiece. So we are very happy to hear that. This is good if you're, I don't know, like in a very dark kind of mood, or shit, even if you're in a good mood and you just want to release, you know, this is the track for you. I know how I felt playing it. I was like texting back and forth to Hoofed, and I was like, dude, I'm literally stepping into like another dimension playing these songs. And this is just a taste, man. This is like the, you know, your local Dr. Feelgood, who gives you just enough, you know, to get you started, and you know you'll get sucked into this motherfucking thing.
You guys, like, one thing I want to talk about for when Reaper went to record the drums. What you hear that he has done with the drums is without us playing in the same room. We never played in the same room.
Not once.
And that speaks a lot to what he has accomplished on that. It's so fucking hard. Like, we didn't sit and talk and figure this stuff out. But I had heard him on Black Tar Superstar, and when he's in that pocket with the grooves, and a lot of my stuff is slow. A lot of our stuff is slow. Reaper, I knew he was going to nail that shit. And he fucking, every time is a fucking grand slam, like 100% every fucking time.
Thank you, bro.
I don't know if you could hear, but if you, like, when I do vocals, I try to make it like I heard, like you had David Vincent from Morbid Angel on, and he talks about how, yeah, he wants to do death growls, but he wants you to be able to understand what he's saying. And I've always been in that camp. Like, I don't want to just sound like, you know, inaudible. And so I want you to hear what I have to say in here. So that should be coming through, I hope. But there are things that are found in Anton LaVey's greatest work, the Satanic Bible, is in there in that song. When I say a vow to conjure destruction upon the aggressors, that comes from that. Like, Satanism, like so many dumbasses in the world don't understand Satanism. And Satanism is kind of like, fuck with me, I'm going to fuck you up. But you need to be kind to people and be true to people, be honest with people. But we don't have bullshit like the fucking 10 Commandments or stuff like that in there.
There's no love and
following that.
Forgive your aggressor either.
Yeah. And then, like, the next line is, it's a vow to conjure compassion upon the victims.
Yes.
And, you know, so there's always been something in me that wants to stand up for those who are downtrodden.
Damn straight.
And that's really what this album is about. The album will be called The Addiction.
Nice.
And it has 7 tracks on it.
Yes.
One of the tracks is like, I think about 4, almost 5 minutes long. I think there's an 8-minute, and then there's like 10 minutes, 13 minutes long songs. Like, there's some longer songs on there, but there's a couple of songs that I think, Reaper, correct me if I'm wrong, are like under 2 minutes. So nice.
There was, yeah. And it's, I know it's so crazy, but it's one of my favorite tracks, and not because it's short, but just because the music is just so luscious and just atmospheric, delicious. You guys will be able to check it out. Achilles, we're looking at a release for end of April, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll definitely be able to find it then. And Babylon actually had a question also. He says, time to get nerdy. What effects pedals did you use so I can steal your mojo?
So what I've been going for is a kind of a gent sound. It's I go for a Meshuggah sound. So it's more of a gent. So that's something else that's different that I want my guitars, although it's in death metal and black metal, I use the same effects for everything except for when I'm doing the single notes that are atmospheric. That one is called Animus Dark. And that one, it just basically what I do is I use a delay pedal and then I have it on distortion, but not like super, super distorted, but like heavy metal distorted. And then I use a volume pedal. And when I'm holding each note, I'm pushing down on the volume pedal to hold all those notes. So you'll hear me go like, ma, 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 ma. All of those is I'm using the volume pedal the whole time. Like if you listen to old late 1970s, 1970s Rush, Alex Lifeson used the volume toggle. And I don't want to use the fucking volume toggle. So I use a foot pedal for that, and it works really well.
Makes it easier.
You can make a guitar sound like a keyboard. And so throughout the entire album, I always have and I play 7-string guitars for this. I tune to D straight up. So my heaviest string is an A.
Yes, we are Achilles.
Yeah, I'm going to do Achilles. I'm just going to do CDs, I think, for this album. Unless we get picked up and we go fucking viral and we can do a tour, then I'll have vinyl come out for this. But right now, I don't know that I can afford that. But we are going to have these shirts come out. And I have another shirt that has a head lice on it that I made the artwork. And I'm going to print the shirts myself. Nice. So when you get that shirt, it'll have the logo and it'll have a head louse on it. If you've ever seen a head louse under a microscope, that's the other shirt that I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm going to do a few hats as well like this. So we will have some merch to come out. But I think the main thing is once I move out to Washington State and then we get settled, we can fly Reaper out and he can train with me and whomever I find to play the songs. And then we'll do maybe a small tour and then let that build on itself.
I love it. Kyler asks, how many skulls are going to be on the shirt?
Yeah, right now, no skulls.
Right. It's more ethereal, if you will. Achilles says, shirt and CD to Scotland, please.
You got it, Achilles. Yeah.
You'll be
if any of you guys have listened to the song, please drop some comments. You can be a little critical too. I don't care.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes us better as players.
Like I think Reaper and I have produced an album. When you hear this album and somebody says, well, what do they sound like? You're not going to find one band that you're going to say, yeah, they sound just like that. Like I like to call it avant-garde. It's not avant-garde in that it's really dissonant and all that, but I do some kind of like atmospheric kind of dissonant things with the guitar.
Which is
but I don't know of anybody who mixes black metal with funeral doom and death doom like we do. So I think that's going to be something that's really different that's going to stand out. So I'm going to be pushing this to all kinds of people trying to get the album reviewed when it happens. I think if we go into April, it's going to give me some time to do this because I'm going to be packing up all my shit from South Carolina to move out to Washington State, which Washington State, by the way, is the home of some of our best American black metal bands. Inquisition is from fucking Washington State. Wolves in the Throne Room are from.
I forgot about that.
Are from Washington State. Vada is from Washington State. There's several others that are from Washington State. And then if you're into Death Doom and Funeral Doom, Mortiferum are from Seattle. They're so cool. I got to meet the band and hang out with the band in December, and I got their shirt. And I got their shirt, and I think I got their vinyl as well for the album.
Hell yeah. Got another question. Let's see. Kyler says, I do have to ask, are the songs going to be connected at all? Like they will sound better? Wait. At all? Like, will they sound better one right after right after another?
Okay. Yeah. Reaper and I will have
build.
Yeah. Reaper and I haven't discussed the, which songs are going to be first on the album yet, but we'll do that. I literally have only spoken with Reaper maybe about 15 or 20 minutes since my life got turned upside down and shaken and all fucked up. But you know what is going to emerge, and I haven't addressed this with anybody, and I do miss all of you. It's so nice to see Mortimer and Lizzie and Rebecca and Cody and of course Kyler out there in Babylon. It's so nice to see you guys. In Sydney was out there. Like, I do miss you guys so much, but my life was really fucked up. I have been through the toughest time in my life starting November 2nd, and I'm doing a lot better. But I've been through a lot. I've grown a lot. And boy, the music, thanks, Lizzie, the music that's going to come out in our next album. So like, I'm going to tell you, I have 2 songs that I have all the pieces for. I just need to put them together. They are going to be fucking nasty. Oh, they're really? Going to be even more aggressive. You're going to have Funeral Doom, but you're also going to have Slam. Slam is like Dying Fetus, or at times Suffocation. Really slow death metal that has a really good groove. That's what my new shit is going to have. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Like, I have missed you guys a lot. I could not. I've been on a goddamn program, and I started getting anxiety, and I just couldn't handle it from what I went through. Like, the only thing I will say is Mouse Bong and I were involved really closely, and she was going to move out with me. And 7 hours before I flew out to meet with her, she dropped everything. And I have not heard from her one time. So, you know what? Kind of in some ways, it's good to know the person that she is and how fake she is, and going to move on. And my life is moving on. But this has been the toughest thing I've been through in my life. Plus, I was going through a divorce during the last year as well. So
yes,
everything will be good. Everything is going to be better. And I'm stronger. I'm more pissed off, and I'm more focused than I have ever been now.
I'm still going through my shit, but we'll see how it all ends up rather soon. But I feel you on that. Solitude gets you, when you are forced to deal with something, on a level like that, it forces you to really, kind of slap yourself around and go, do you remember who the fuck you are?
Yes.
Why are you taking this shit?
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm sitting here going, when did you become a bitch? That's not what this is about. You know what's best for you. So why are you, putting up with it, kind of thing? So it's like, in this time, strength is derived from those moments, and it is, and it will. But I mean, it is always good fuel for songwriting, anytime, any kind of, multiple level of hell that any one individual can go through. You can literally put into the music. And when that happens, it's a beautiful thing because everybody connects to it, relates to it. And the best is yet to come.
Yeah. Just wait. There's one of the songs I just sat down to start writing the lyrics last night. That song is going to be called Sarah Ann Lambert Taylor at Mousebong. And this song will be the most emotive, nasty, fucking beautiful song because much of what we had was so beautiful. But you just wait until you fucking hear this shit. I'm so fucking motivated to do this. I'm wanting to sort out this song, and I've got other things going on in my life that are occupying a lot of my time right now. I have found a new love, so that's a good thing. And so I've been spending time. Yeah, I've been spending time with her quite a bit. So Valentine's Day will be a lot of fun. And so when you hear this album, I really want to hear what you guys think about it, because I want to know what you like, what sticks with you, what you remember, what you hum the next day through and through.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of really nice comments out there too. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Lizzie. I am a lot better. I lost so much weight. I looked like I was from a death camp by the first week of December. And I've since gained all of my weight back, and I'm pretty happy now.
I absolutely understand that whole thing. I have dropped 40 pounds myself. Wow. But at the same token, though, I am doing it the healthy way. So don't anyone fret about that. I'm still the big lovable teddy bear, but I'm much, I don't know. I am stronger physically, muscles, and especially since I've gone back to work since putting my business online. And it's really been kind of cathartic in a lot of ways. So most people say they can see it in my face. So synthetic love, I love it. He ain't no human though. We'll use that as a remix, brother.
Yeah. and then isn't what was the name of our Babylon? What was the name of the project that you, Reaper, and I were going to do together?
Oh shit! What is it? Burning the Priest?
Not burn the priest. Is that it was burn the something? Babylon over there, because Babylon's got our Instagram on that.
He does.
And hopefully we'll have time to do something like that, because I really want to do some work with Reaper and Babylon and do something that's maybe just straight up nasty but original doom, some funky, and I want to be a little creative and kind of outside the box doom, not like Hoofed or Tabernot bullshit.
Why would we even say that bastard's name? My goodness. We're not trying to, showcase our patheticism over our actual ability to play. Mortimer wants to strip in the video. So
that's awesome.
It's no longer Danzig's lazy nipple anymore. It's fucking Mortimer Deadfellow's skeletal titties. Constantly keep coming into play. Excuse me. But hell yeah.
Yeah. So damn. On the album, the first 3 singles that we're going to release I think Reaper and I will have to talk a little bit, but I'm thinking maybe Condemned and Consumed and Flesh Grinder.
Definitely Flesh Grinder, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What
Flesh
a track.
Grinder. If you're into Doom, Flesh Grinder. And Flesh Grinder, the vocals are really catchy as well.
So good.
So you'll like that a lot. The two songs that I wrote that are really short, those are pretty catchy too. And they begin and then they're over really quick. But there's another one called Por Flavor, and that's a really good one. Like, I think you guys are really going to like the album.
The way I look at it is, yeah, they're short, but you want it to continue so much, so you'll just play it and play it and play it and play it, because that's what I do. I absolutely love it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for this wonderful showing of support. It's been a very long journey getting this done and making sure that everything is as it needs to be, because, going from the not organic to the organic is definitely a challenge, especially when you're not in the same room at the same time. So, there's a lot of work and love and blood that goes into doing these type of things this way. And the fact that you guys absolutely love it, I know that just speaks volumes to me, especially I've been playing for so many years, and kind of put it on hold, for my acting career. But when my brother said, I need you, I was like, where do I sign? I'll be there for you. No matter what nerves I had going into it, I came out of it feeling so much fucking better, just all the way around. I feel like I reached kind of a new plateau as a drummer, because honestly, it's the power of the riff compels me. And it really kind of possesses me, like, Babylon on a Saturday night. It's going to be wild, and it's going to pull the best playing out of you. And his riffs are fucking legendary to me. So
Reaper, I think now I'm going to pose this question to you. What I think one of the most difficult things is when I play with a 7-string guitar, I tune down a full step to D, and I'm wondering if he had a hard time, the guy who mixed and mastered the album had a harder time getting your toms to sound out, because to be perfectly honest, like, I worked and worked and worked, and I just could never get the guy who mixed and mastered our album to get your toms to come through. And I wanted the snare to come out a little bit more than it does, but anytime I tried to get him the snare to come out, he put the guitars back so far, or he put the vocals back so far that you couldn't hear the riff as well.
What ends up happening there is that, he's not proficient with this type of music. It really, this is why everybody out there in Black Flame Land, you got to understand that you have to find a producer that understands the sound, the genres, especially when this is a blended genre, to really know, okay, this is how everything is going to fit together. Because someone who's not proficient in this type of music is going to go, oh, okay, well, the easiest way to do that is to back this off, and then I can bring this out to the forefront. It's pretty much like simple, I don't know what you call it, producer 101 type shit. That's what a lot of people that just do like indie rock and stuff like that. That's the way they look at it. The next thing that it comes down to is your quality of drum mics. Overall quality of the drum mics were not particularly good. I meticulously tuned and retuned those toms to get them so that they gave it the tone, that the tonality, the major thirds between the three of them, to be able to be noticed. But you run into issues of thuddiness. So, you know, in the floor tom, I taped, you know, some paper towel to it to back off the, you know, kind of thing that comes out of floor toms. The high tom was an easy one, but the head was kind of shit. But my snare was crisp. I didn't do this record on my drum kit. I did it on the studio kit. I think had it been my kit, it would have been different. But, you know, when you're trying to save time and money, you know, you sometimes just got to see if you can turn a turd into a polished turd.
Yeah, well, I think what we'll do for the next one is we'll do it a little differently with the mix and the master, because I did my best. I went back and forth, and every time that I made suggestions or corrections, then I was charged more money.
Exactly.
And it was just more and more money to get it done.
Now you see why, you know, they're driving nice cars and whatnot. Sons of bitches. No cowbell. No, stop it. If I'm doing a tribute to Sabbath, maybe. And that's a really far stretch for me.
Lizzie says Mythbusters prove that you can actually polish a turd.
See? Or at least get it as close to sounding the way you want it to. And that's where your training comes in. I don't care if you're a guitarist or a drummer. You know, the best drummers in the world can make a shitty kit sound great, or at least as great as it can. And it's not only in its tonality, although that is a very, very important piece of it, but knowing what, you know, I call it, you know, redneck ingenuity, how you can rig certain things to sound better. And you can do that both as a drummer, as a guitarist, as a bass player. You just have to know your instrument inside and out. So what you're hearing on there, that snare is, first of all, I hit fucking hard. I hit it with a snap, because that's what I was taught as a classically trained jazz drummer and symphonic drummer. You know, when you do a pop, that's how you get it done. So you make the drum work for you, but not smacking so hard into the kit that it ends up sounding like shit.
Well, maybe next time we'll have enough recognition going and we can have an actual producer to kind of take a little bit of the reins by themselves and kind of challenge us and whomever else I get to go with us.
Exactly.
For the recording and to allow things to evolve. Like, I'm all for, I don't want this to be the Adversaricon show, but it's just living so far away. It's so difficult. And I've got to keep myself fucking busy. So I've got 2 songs that I'm going to be recording soon. And
can't wait to hear them.
because they need to come out. And once again, you're going to see another evolution. The Addiction, which is the new album to come out, it has it's an obvious evolution from the last album. You're going to, and especially with the vocals, you're going to hear that a lot more. And then I use 7-string guitars on all of the albums, and I slowed things down to a death doom or even a funeral doom pace a lot more. And plus, having Reaper play drums has helped out a lot, because I actually have real fills, and I have creativity in the drums where I didn't have that for the first album.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be a machine, and for certain types of extreme metal, that's necessary. But what I think I bring is a groove, a sense of human, as it were, um, to really feel every hit and be able to, your head is going like this. Because you watch people, when the blasts hit and all that stuff, all they do is try to kill each other. But it's those breakdown parts, though, the slower parts that brings everybody to this. And if it's not there, if it's just straightforward and it's not exciting, they're not with it. So that's what I try to bring to the table. But
everybody that came here tonight in the comment section, like, you guys are my friends. Like, this was easy for me tonight, but I couldn't do this in December, and there's no fucking way in hell I could do this in November. Like, I started having panic attacks and anxiety, like just shit I have never experienced in my entire fucking life.
That's what happens when you put all of your heart into something, and then the bottom gets dropped out and you're with no answers. And it's just like, I know a lot of you out there in Black Flame Land have been through shit like that. Like I said, obviously I have as well. So it's like, you at this point, you're just waiting to die. You're just waiting for your funeral call, as it is. But sometimes those that can withstand the worst of hell come out stronger, clearer, and ready to destroy.
It's fucking funny.
So much for all the support. And we look forward to unleashing the rest of this Abyss Opus, Magnus Opus, if you will, on this plane around the end of April. Thank you for making this show as fun for us, as fun for us as it is to you. Definitely, I couldn't wait to do it. So, as you're getting ready for the rest of your evening, don't forget, Tracks of the Damned is on right after this, as we talk about the best metal frontmen of the last 10 years. So we'll be on in just a few moments, but at the most important thing, go to Bandcamp, check the single out, buy it, please. We appreciate all the support we can get. Spread the dark word. My goodness. And we are so proud to have all of you supporting this project. And while you're doing that, stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Rebirth Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame.